Hi everybody, I'm Kim Bourgeois Landry and I'm the Wonky Quilter. Welcome back. Today I thought we would maybe talk about making new fabric. I mentioned that was a little something I did in one of my other videos, and I had a couple of people call me and comment to me privately that they wanted to hear more about that. Now, I didn't discover it, I didn't invent that, and I wish I could tell you who I saw do it. But that took some of the pressure off of me as a new quilter. I'm only 3 years in. So making new fabric and being scrappy and wonky all go together. That just works for me. So when I'm using little pieces of fabric, I'm going to pick up, this is my scrap bin, trash can from the dollar store. Fits right into the shelf in my desk. Full. Full. All kind of really good stuff. And these are not scraps that I have been collecting or buying. These are things that have been left over from the cutting and sewing that I've been doing. Like, look at this little piece. I mean, for a girl from Lafayette, Louisiana, look at those crawfish, how cute. Oh, we'll have to use that somewhere. Anyway, when you're putting these little pieces together and just starting with your first piece, inspiration piece, let's say crawfish. You just grab another piece without looking. First, you get in a contemplative place, because for me, stitching and contemplation go together. I'm very interested in the slow stitch movement, which is why I consider myself a hand quilter, even though for 6 months I've been learning on my little brother right here. It's my only little brother. It's a Brother embroidery and sewing machine. It's the SE400. I bought secondhand from my friend, who is a very good quilter and just a sewer and maker in general. She's an artist, and I know she takes very good care of her machine. So when she was ready to buy an actual machine that had a longer arm, not a long arm, which she has since gotten, but it had more space. It had a longer arm for quilting. I just took her up on it and bought this machine from her. I saved my little ducks up, my little dollar bills, and bought it. And to take the pressure off of myself, I just grab one little piece of fabric and connect it to another. If the colors clash horrendously, okay, don't do it. You kind of look at it and say, do you want to go here? Do you want to, yeah, you know what? This feels right to me, right here, okay? I'm going to do this. This reminds me of a festival in the town that I grew up in, and it happens in the spring, and things are bright and cheerful, like this piece of fabric, and there are crawfish there. Let's just leave it at that. And then all I do is sew straight lines. I'm not sewing, that's not true. I'm sewing some curves and circles, but for the most part, this is how I start out. Sew a couple of pieces together, then I might add a little square right here, cut, add, cut, add, cut. And by the end of the day, when you start that way and you just let yourself get lost in, I don't even have to know what I'm making. What I have to do is join pieces together that look and feel like they want to be together. When you do that, you're feeling those feelings. You're like, oh, yeah, good. This one, yeah, that's a connection. I like that. Do you know what that does for your soul? In today's world of, you know, a drama a minute and bad news that's fearful and scary and no and all kind of like lower vibrational things. When you can just sit quietly and seam and go, oh, yes, that works, that goes together, yes, 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 that's good, that's good. And you're connecting things. That's like new life. You're building things, okay, it's not like you're building a new house. It's not like you're you know, fitting a new heart in somebody's body. That's a different kind of life-saving thing. But what it does is create a good feeling, do you know? Like this right here. I can't tell you how satisfying these seams right here were. And then what I discovered is, though, even though I didn't know what I was making, what I came up with was a roof line. And this is how my quilt, right here, these seams, is how the quilt with all the homes, home and hearth, came up. You know, I didn't start with the idea. I didn't intellectually say, you know what? I think I need to make a quilt full of houses. No, I did not. I just started sewing, and I let the quilt speak to me. I let the fabric join with other pieces of fabric, and I let the colors snuggle up against each other, and even the shape of it was very organic. No plan. I know that's scary. No plan. And then all of a sudden, you know, a shape started coming out of it, which was a surprise to me. I was like, well, look at there, look at there, look at there. Since that time, I've been working on, this is almost like a temple, this one right here. It looks like in an Asian country. It's very interesting looking, but that's all I'm gonna show you right now. I started working on trees. Look at this. This is gonna be a trunk. Okay, do you see the curve in the tree trunk and you see the knot? You know what? The only time I get stuck and have to put I have to put this quilt away is when I start trying to direct it. When I start trying to think, what is the next thing I should do to make this look right? Let me look up some tree images. Oh, I need to do this and this and this. And then all of a sudden, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. And that's because I've taken the control into my head, and instead of just letting the sewing happen. When you just pick up a piece and join them together, I recognize as I'm showing you this does not look very pretty. You know what? It doesn't have to. But this is, oh, that's upside down. This is part of a tree. It's gonna be really pretty. I have many others. I have some palm trees that are coming along really, really cute. I'm thinking this kind of shape, with this kind of fabric. Look at this. This might look like what needs to go on the tall, skinny palm trees. But you just have to sometimes let go of the control and say, I'm not necessarily making a pattern that needs to be measured and, I don't know, just controlled. Just let yourself be free to just hit that little foot pedal and sew some straight seams and cut away what you think needs to be cut away and see what happens. It's really fun. And it feels so creative. For a person who, I've always been attracted to artists. I have the utmost respect for artists and designers, developers, people who create something new, you know, just out of something new and beautiful, or sometimes something new and not so beautiful, but something that kind of changes you and shifts you. So I tend to hang around with a lot of artsy folk. I'm going to tell you, I feel artistic when I look at this and go, you know what? I wasn't trying to create this. It just happened. Again, I'm going to use the word organically. So really, the next time you sit at your machine, give yourself an opportunity. Why not just say, you know, today I'm just going to try to sew organically. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see. I want to show you. Okay, so that's my whole little wonky block deal for today. That's all it is, wonky blocks. Oh, I want to show you a piece of fabric. Okay, I have like 3 pieces of old fabric. And this is not fabric that I went out and purchased or hunted out. This is fabric that belonged to one of my aunts, my Aunt Aurherine, who was a seamstress. She was an upholsterer. She was a bus driver, school bus driver. And she quilted in between all of that. So after her death, God rest her sweet soul, I was able to score some of her stash. That's a woman with some fabric. This fabric is a dark denim, or I guess maybe you'd have to call it I don't know, it feels the weight of chambray. Can you see that? It's denim, it's lightweight. Y'all, this fabric, I think, that was Bentley, the little poodle dog. I think that I really feel like this is the fabric that she made skirts for her youngest daughter's wedding. And she got married, I think, the year before I did, and I've been married 34 years. So I think that this fabric is like 35 years old. Now, could I be wrong? I will ask my cousin. It was her older sister that gave me this fabric, who had possession of it. And it was like a great little wedding in a beautiful little country church that they all went to. And we all wore denim wrap skirts. You remember back in the day, the wrap skirts with the tie? And they were this dark denim, and we all had really beautiful shoes and white button-down shirts, big cuffs with ruffle on the edge. I think she made those too. But it had like a denim feel. Our shoes even looked denim-y. And I want to say, my cousin might have gotten married in cowboy boots. I'm not sure. But a beautiful white dress with it. We were cutie patooties. I really think that this is that fabric. So I have a huge box full of fabric. But today we're going to show this, okay? And this fabric was in the box too. I guess I'm showing blues for my Aunt Aurherine because I'm kind of missing her. I've got the blues for Aunt Aurherine. So I pulled these three. Look at this, how pretty. This is almost, it has kind of a mystical feel to it. It's really beautiful. So I can't wait to use this in a quilt. I really can't. And I'm going to use this probably in a large swatch. It's really pretty. And this will tell you something about my Aunt Aurherine. I mean, what am I going to use this for? But look at this. What do you think she saved that for? This is, my Aunt Aurherine was a single mother with 3 daughters. And like I said, she was a school bus driver. And she did upholstery on the side. And she was a seamstress on the side. She did a lot of side things. She was a Watkins salesperson, an Avon salesperson. She did a lot of things to keep her kids and what they needed. But look what she saved. This must be one of her grandsons. This must be from a grandson. She must have been keeping this to cut patches out of, to patch jeans. But this reminds me of her, although she was the man in the family. And look at this. She just kept this working man pan because she might need this for something. Okay. Love you, Aunt Aurherine. Okay. So much for that. I think that'll do it for today. I hope that you enjoyed the program. Again, this is The Wonky Quilter. My channel is on YouTube. Please go to YouTube and like it and share it and leave a comment for me on things you might want to hear. Okay? I enjoyed talking to you. Come back and see me sometime.